7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Hello, and welcome to Depraved Indifference to Intelligent Life, my weekly little vlog thing that I do here. Today I thought I would like to just talk a little bit about something that's probably better being discussed in character class, but I feel like talking about it today. What am I want to talk about? Well, Werewolf, the Apocalypse, specifically the campaign that I am running. I just started it. Ended up playing the first session in it last weekend. It would have been, yes, last weekend. I started playing, started storytelling that little session, that campaign that I have. I've currently run a Vampire the Masquerade game and a campaign and a Mage the Ascension campaign for my gaming group. This is now the third campaign that I'm running in the World of Darkness, a Werewolf the Apocalypse themed game. All three of which were set in Calgary, and all three of which are kind of connected in a way. I may talk about that later. I want to talk about the Werewolf campaign that I have, because the Werewolf campaign is a system that I'm not intimately familiar with. I don't know all the little ins and outs. I have a little bits of trouble now and then with some of the connecting systems, like with how the auspices all work, how all the different tribes work, how the different forms work, the spirits, because it's a very spiritual campaign, and other things like that. I'm very not very familiar with it. Very not very familiar. Listen to me. But it's something that I've wanted to get into more. I've wanted to try to do more things. Wanted to expand my horizons a little bit. So I started a werewolf campaign with my boys, and I don't know when it's going to, like how long it's going to last, how long we're going to be going, but probably if it's about the same, it'll be at least a year, if not more. We'll be doing some fun things, going into fun little tribal mechanics. Currently, we have 3 players. I have an NPC character, a PC NPC, I guess they call it, a non-player character, player character. So basically, I have a character sheet that I have made up for a character that I'm playing that's with the PCs, that's a part of their pack. Because a 3-person pack in Werewolf isn't really, it's a small pack. There's usually more than that. So I threw in a 4th character that I control for now. Our characters pack, currently has 1 Child of Gaia, Lupus, that is an Arun. For those of you who don't know, the Child of Gaia are a tribe. The Lupus is, of course, they were born a wolf, so they were never a man. They were a wolf that ended up changing into a werewolf due to them always going to, and then they also have the ability to change into a man. But they were born a wolf. We have the Arun, which is the auspice. It is the warrior auspice. So they're really buff and raw, all kinds of rage and claws and teeth. Their job is to fight. It's more or less their job, as chosen by Gaia. We have a Geta Fenris, who is a Theurge, the spiritual type that talks to the spirits, who's a Homid. And we have a second Geta Fenris that is also an Arun and is also a Homid. So that makes things interesting. We've got 2 Arun and one theurge. And so to kind of round things off, I also have my character that's part of the pack is a Shadow Lord, Hamid, again, human born, Philodox, I believe. So that's fun. The Philodoxes are kind of like the judges. They're the ones that mediate disputes and whatnot. The arbiters, judges, and so on. They do some cool stuff there. So that's the player character pack that we have running things in the campaign. They've currently journeyed across Canada from down east out to Calgary in the west and have retaken a cairn that fell 20 years ago in a great uprising of worm. Lots of cairns had fallen, and the ones that didn't fall were pretty low on manpower after that. So there was no immediate drive to go and retake them. There just wasn't enough people. The numbers have started building back up, and now they're out there, mostly because a stargazer came back across the moon bridge, sent a spirit out ahead to make sure that the moon bridge could be reestablished, and journeyed across it down east from this cairn that they've retaken with grievous wounds on his body, and he ended up dying, but saying that it had to be reclaimed. So the word went out, and a whole party of people, including the PCs, were sent out to go and do that. So it was pretty cool, pretty fun. I think everybody had a good time playing the game. I certainly enjoyed it. I'm not going to say anything that might spoil it, because some of my players may end up watching this, and I don't want to tell them what's coming. But I've got some interesting things planned for them. There was super fun times of a nice big battle in the cairn. They fought some Black Spiral Dancers and some Banes. Not as much in the way of defenses as one might expect. They came in expecting a lot of trouble, and there wasn't really much of it. So that's something that the characters will have to be investigating in the future. They also ended up rescuing someone that was connected to the cairn spirit of the little cairn that they've reclaimed, in order to gain its assistance and permission to be there. So they have this mystery girl who is a mage, bearing the mark of the cairn spirit. Not a kinfolk either, so definitely interesting interactions to come from there. They ended up saving her from a couple of Tremere vampires. They played that fight pretty smart, took out the vampires with little trouble. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that happened in my first session. It was a good time, and we're going to be getting into doing it again soon in the future. If you guys like hearing about what's happened in my werewolf campaign, I may make this a regular staple of my vlogs, just to give me something to talk about. So yeah. Anyways, that's it for this week. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, if you like what I'm doing, please give that like button a tap. Give that subscribe button a tap as well, if you haven't already, so you can be kept apprised of when I do new videos. And throw a comment in the comment section. Do you play Werewolf the Apocalypse? Do you like the World of Darkness and whatnot? What did you think about what's going on here? Throw those comments in the comment section. Let me know. And until next time, my friends, you all take care, and I will see you around.